what I actually just learned is that my deceleration cable snapped because it's supposed to just fall back after you accelerate. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm leading. We'll take a hot lap through the parkway, and we're on our way. I'm with Loose Strap today. We're heading out to grab something to eat. I feel like pizza, so we're gonna go to Pizza Man. It's a Milwaukee staple. And they built one in Oak Creek just recently, so that's where we're headed. Believe it or not, we're actually heading out somewhere besides Eagle, Wisconsin. Whoa, Jesus. I wish they'd pave this entire road. What does the deceleration cable do? I'm not for sure if all bikes have this. I imagine it would, because when you're actually decelerating, it's supposed to... It's like basically the reverse of accelerating. I guess I don't know how to explain it any further because I'm not a gearhead. And I don't know the exact mechanics behind it, but it's providing engine braking, so to speak. I guess that's the best way I could explain it. Basically, it provides counter tension when you actually pull on the throttle, so when you let go of the throttle, it actually decelerates for you. So it helps with braking, it helps with slowing down when you ease off the throttle. You know, it's interesting, we were supposed to actually have a team of like 4 more people today, and they all came up with excuses. Which is weird. Why would you want to come up with an excuse to not ride? You think you would come up with an excuse to ride. Like I said, the deceleration cable provides that little snapback, the counter tension, so when you let go of the throttle, when you're coming to a stop or you're slowing down, it actually slows down the engine for you. So what I realized actually when I started up the bike today, all of a sudden I'm like, I pulled back and it's not snapping back. This is a cable. It's basically just like a throttle cable. See? Not supposed to do that. And it's supposed to snap back. Is it the end of the world? Absolutely not. Obviously I'm riding, and I just have to get used to actually, when I'm slowing down, is to actually manually bring it back. That's all. When I actually stop at where we're headed, I'll actually show you how difficult it is to replace the deceleration cable. It's easy to replace the throttle cable. The deceleration cable, not so much. Requires taking apart a lot of things. So anyway, we're heading to Pizza Man. And this isn't like a Suburban Delinquent type video where I talk about the history of Pizza Man and whatever. I don't have that information on me. But Pizza Man does have an interesting story. Initially, there was a Pizza Man out on the east side, and it burnt down. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly why. They were thinking foul play was suspected, but the guy, like, really boomed after that. He ended up rebuilding the one there on the east side, and then built up 2 more. One in Oak Creek, and another one up in Mayfair near Wauwatosa, Wisconsin area. I mean, it's pizza. You can't really screw up pizza. I mean, I suppose you could screw up pizza, but if you really tried hard enough. I tell you what, man, living in Wisconsin, you appreciate days like this, because we don't get them that often. Oh, this guy's got to be driving under the speed limit. If anybody out there doubts the passing capabilities of the Vulcan 750, hopefully it just proved you wrong. So it's actually a funny coincidence because I was gonna bring the GoPro out today on my way out to this place. Ooh, what is that? Hopefully we can catch up to that. I think it's one of those like BMW i whatever. What is he doing? That's actually probably a good idea. You don't see a lot of these type of vehicles in Milwaukee, that's for sure. Our roads are too shitty to have nice cars. Yeah, it's crazy. So you'll notice if your deceleration cable has snapped, slowing down is actually very difficult. A real nice. So you're gonna find that when you're coming up to a stoplight, when you release the throttle, in this situation, my deceleration cable being snapped, I'm not slowing down as great as I should be. So you got to downshift a little bit more. Woo! Bitch! You got to brake a little bit more. So a lot of things change. Like I said, is it the end of the world? Not really. You can still drive without the deceleration cable being active. Get out of the way, birds! Is it safe? Probably not. I always thought people that turned right had the right of way, but I guess I was wrong. You know, in the middle of intersections, I don't like putting my feet down. It makes for a not so quick getaway. God damn these tar lines. Alright, so let's test out a theory. So it's almost like cruise control, because the throttle is still open. It is a sharp bike, those CBRs. I mean, they're no Kawasaki's. Everybody's out today. Oh, that pop. I love that pop. Yeah. Welcome to Oak Creek. Oak Creek. If you're from Wisconsin, you don't say it Oak Creek. You say Oak Creek. Oak Creek. Just like how you don't say Milwaukee here, you say Milwaukee. Because, just because. One of these days this mirror is going to fall off and I'm not going to catch it. Here we are. This is our stop. Now, coincidentally, only a few short years ago, this used to all not be here at all. This used to be a battery factory here where I'm looking. I think it's Delco or something. Anyway, it got a bad rap because someone got murdered in the factory. A jealous husband was like, his wife was cheating on him or something like that, so he walked into her place of work and just shot her dead in the lunchroom. So they shut the plant down for a while, obviously because it was a murder scene, and I don't think the company recovered after that. So they shut it down. The place was vacant for a few years. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Anyway, yeah, so this land was vacant, so I think the city of Oak Creek bought it and converted it into what you see here. There's a Myers there, there's PetSmart and all these other food places. They got apartments. It's like an outdoor mall type area. It's really cool. There's a city hall right ahead of us with a library and Pizza Man. And now time to find parking. All right, so we're parked, and now I'm going to show you guys what the deceleration cable and how difficult it is. So you got it kind of right here. This is it. It's the rusted one because I actually replaced the throttle cable at some point because that snapped too. So it comes all the way down. Now you see the carburetor right here. I'm not going to touch it because it's hot. But you got the throttle cable right here. And that's an easy fix. You could just pop it in. The deceleration cable, which is right behind it. And where is it? Right underneath the carburetor. And the only way to replace it is actually to basically disassemble this and even almost take it out. So that's not going to be an easy fix. Most people actually, from what I've read, just kind of deal with it. But yeah, that's not an easy fix. So in case you're curious, changing the throttle cable, if your throttle cable snaps, obviously you can't ride without a throttle cable. It's a very simple fix. You know, it inserts in over there, and then, you know, you just ring it up, and then in the assembly up here, underneath this, you know, you just find the little groove and put it in there. The deceleration cable, not so much. So that's going to be, I think we're going to leave it for now. Oh yeah, we have a Honda with us.
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage.